What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another All the Mods 8 Hardcore Minecraft video. My name is JawshyGG, and today we're going to start looking at potentially setting up some general base stuff here in the mining dimension, kind of on the other side of our quarry number 2. So in my inventory, I have all the stuff that I've made so far for applied energistics, and I'm going to try to make more of this stuff, specifically because I feel it will benefit overall. So let us start off with the important parts first, the ME controller. So in this little section right here, I'm going to make all the applied energistic storage capabilities. I don't actually know how I'm going to build up the walls yet and everything, because like I said beforehand, I'm not very good at building, and I'm likely going to do this off recording. I'll try to get, I might get some inspiration from other creators down, like later on down the road, specifically aimed more towards the fact that I just like, these aren't circles. These like you can see in the mini map, these are clearly not circles. I did my best. Okay, so they're very, they have sides. Probably what I should have done is I should have made an odd point right here to where there's either 5 or 3, which I could do, and I might do that here off recording after this recording, because these is hurting me to look at. But I'm going to start off right here. I'm going to plop down the ME controller. The ME controller is what is going to power all of our stuff. Now, one of the things that I do remember from Applied Energistics is that this basically is going to pull general power and convert it into AE. Which actually, it's not this one particularly that does that. That's going to be, which one is it? I guess I didn't grab all my stuff. But basically, there's something that pulls the power directly. Any type of power, and then it converts it to AE. I think it's, I don't remember where I'll have to go look for it. But the next thing I'm going to do here is drop down the, I'm going to drop down the ME drive here, and then I'm going to throw in my 1K item storage. And then what that's going to do is that is going to allow me to maintain some type of storage capability in here. We're going to grab this, and then this right here will allow us the opportunity to be able to see what is inside of our storage capabilities. So now, what do I do from here is I plop down the basic energy cell, or the dense energy cell, and I'm going to connect with this cable right here. Now, of course, there's absolutely no AE stored in this. So that does pose a little bit of a problem, but how are we going to get energy over to this? Well, that is very simple. We're going to have to create an energy solution out here that fits a kink. I'm just kidding. Pretty much, I'm going to take the energy solution I have over here for the quarry. Once I've basically figured out if I want to keep this quarry, or not keep this quarry, if I want to expand this quarry out a little bit more, or if I want to, you know, yeah. So let's go home, and then we'll grab some more stuff that we're going to need here. So let's do ME, and I think it is going to be the, if only I could actually pull it directly. Okay. Applied Energistics 2. Okay, so this right here is what I'm looking for, an energy acceptor. So it's going to be this. So this right here is what is going to, as explained in the energy, the Applied Energistics, this right here will natively accept RFFE, basically what's used for most of it, and then convert it to the actual dedicated power system called AE. But it'll only be converted at a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 RF to 1 AE. So if I have 1,000 RF coming through per tick, only 500 per tick is going to actively be converted. So yeah, let's do, I don't think I have any more of those. I do have some energy batteries that I could utilize for the time being. And I also have a flux point that I can drop somewhere. So let's go back now and take a look. So pretty simple. This entire storage solution is going to be, actually, let's move this up a little bit. Oops. Yeah, I wanted those blocks to be destroyed. Cool. Okay, so we're going to move this up a little bit. By a little bit, I mean I'm going to drop this down here and this down here. So the ME controller is going to be, I'm going to expand it out this way. So I'll expand out basically one block on this side, one block on that far side. And then on that, I'm going to expand. I'll figure out where to expand. I might just remove that one entirely. So this right here will be the center. So we'll utilize this as the center. We'll throw the or the dense energy cell right there. And then I'm going to take the disk drive, plop it right there. Take my storage, put it right there. Plop these back on here. That should allow me the opportunity to be able to see it here in a second. And then we're going to do this. We're going to take our our energy battery right here, which again has 1 million RF. We're going to set up the energy acceptor between. Actually, I don't think it would work that way. I figured it wouldn't work that way. We're going to need some universal cables anyway, so I'll go grab some here in a second. Universal cable from there to there, and then this should power all of that stuff whenever I put the cables to it. So we'll do 2 of these, one right there and one right there, and then actually to be very careful when I'm breaking those. We're going to do it like this right here. So we can, I think I should be able to disconnect that with my, I guess I left it in there. So we're going to plop a flux point right there. We're going to connect this to, I guess, quarry, which should be fine. It's not actually pulling any energy. Are any of these actually working? Okay. Cool. So I'll have to, I'm not keeping that there, so I'm not worried about that. But let me see. Which one of these talks about the flux point? I don't think any of these do they? I don't remember where I'd learned about the flux point, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, with our plug set. Okay, so let's see. Right click. Oh wait, right here. Here we go. The first item you'll need to start your flux network is your flux plug. The plug is used to draw power from the block it is attached to, aside from a small buffer. The plug does not store power itself, so don't worry about it zapping up all your power. It is suggested to place the plug on a power storage block like an energy cube. Which I have one right here. So let's go home. And we're going to go into our, not ore factory. It's so loud. I want to go into my power generation one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to break that. I'm going to plop this right there. That is going to pull power. And then I'm going to plop you right there. I need to go grab a my configurator real quick. Okay. Because I want to not have it pulling from the cable itself. I want to have it pulling directly from the... Okay, there we go. So now, this is going to be Quarry. So that's the one I'll maintain it to. So we'll do power surge, that, and then make sure this is chunk loaded. Indeed it is. So that is 1 million FE. So let's go back to our AE2 section that we're going to be building up. And then saying this to Quarry, and then this should start. It's not pulling any buffer. Interesting. It's not pulling anything. Crap, I forgot I also need to grab some universal cables. Why? Why did that just go offline? Why is this... What is going on here? None of this stuff should be using... Interesting. I'm genuinely confused. The power situation here is kind of a mess. Let's take the this one out. Because really, how this is supposed to go is all of this is supposed to be its own separate entity, which of course I'm going to need to make a pretty significant change in my power generation for my home base. It is slowly going up. Universal. Just grab those while it's up. I don't think it's because I put another 4 million storage disk in there, right? Nothing's popping there. Nothing's popping there. This is wire. Make sure that it's not pulling. I gotta verify this before I go back. This is not wire, right? This is Energizer. And then if I go into my Energizer, that should still be Energizer. Yes. Cool. That's a lot of Piglet charts. And this is done. This stuff right here, I shouldn't have to worry about this stuff. So, interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on here, probably off recording, try to figure out what's causing the leak, I guess is the best way to put it. But let's drop a universal cable right there. We'll do pull from there, push to there, and now that should power up my system. And I should be able to pull in and see that there is 63 stone. Okay, so to verify this right here is not picking up anything. We're going to deactivate that. Priority very high. And you can see this pretty much as soon as this drops it in, that everything's about to die. So that's good. Well, Dense Energy Cell has a little bit in there, but it is going to die rather quickly. So I do need to figure out why this is not pulling the buffer. Let's see. Could just do maybe just AE2. So let's connect it to AE2 here, and then we'll go back home. Power generation is, in general, one thing, a completely separate beast and entity that I honestly am not 100% about. So I wonder, because it seems like it's dying whenever I'm not here. So I have a feeling there's something going on with the chunk loading aspect of it. All of this is chunk loaded, though. You can see right there, force loaded. So these are where my, I wish I could zoom in on this. These are where my, wait. Oh. I wonder if it's because the force load expired. Interesting. I didn't realize force load could expire. So basically, it seems like these were expired force loaded. I don't know if that actually matters, but we'll see if that builds back up. For now, we're going to go into our power generation and change over this flux plug to AE2, and it's still not pulling any. You can see it's not sending anything. So, curious. This is also expired. Very interesting. Okay. So, okay. So maybe I don't know what's going on right now. I just know that this should be sending power into here, which should in turn be sending power through my flux plug to my AE2 section. Yeah, because you can see this is slowly going down. Not entirely sure. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know if force loading expiring is really an issue. So we're just gonna adjust those numbers. But this is definitely something that I'm going to need to kind of work with here, because this is when I tell you that this is a this does pose a little bit of a problem. Because you see it's not pulling, so let's see. Oh boy. Let's see. Okay, so now there's a buffer. So that's good. So we'll set it to push. Does not appear that it is doing anything. Okay, so now you can see there is a little bit of an input coming out of that. So that might be helpful. Okay. Yep, you see right there, it is now set up to pull energy. So that's good. Okay, so I have figured that situation out, which makes more sense actually. So we have the bare basics set up here. What more do we need? Well, as per Applied Energistics setup, quite a bit. We're definitely going to need we're definitely going to need to start working, especially to get to these points on the wireless aspects, but we also need to figure out how we can build out our inventory solutions. So a couple things to note here is that we'll need to set up our, what are they called? The inscriber and the, I think pretty much just the inscriber and the charger. The inscriber and the charger back at home. Okay, so I've left. Let's see if these are still not powering up. That's an issue. So what is pulling the power from these? From this? What is forcing my hand? Okay, I can get rid of you. I can get rid of you. Everything in here should be relatively powered. Like I shouldn't have to worry about the. I really should not have to worry about this running out of power because I don't use this on any other. I don't use this particular power source outside of this. So I don't think I have any network transmitters or receivers set up right now. I took the one for the the mining dimension out. And I'm not entirely sure where some of these other ones are connected to. So I probably could remove the network transmitters. Because those are really only used for communicating back to my network in a different dimension. So let's go ahead and just remove out all of these because I don't necessarily need them right now. And I feel like this could potentially be somewhat of a problem if they're still trying to pull energy. So, cool. So now we have our controller building the pressure back up. Let's see, is there anything in here that is really using a lot of FE? Doesn't appear that way. Okay, that is fine. So now what we're going to need to do here is set up a way to communicate to but basically build up our storage to make a 4K, to make a 16K, a 64K, and then a 256K. I'm not worried so much about the 1 million storage component just yet. That will come with time. But really, let's start looking at these and kind of see what we need. So first and foremost, we're going to need some calculation processors and some 1K ME storage components. So to make the 1K, we'll need some logic processors. Logic processors are done with printed logic circuits with gold and printed silicon. So let's go ahead and grab our gold, and then we can grab our silicon. Where is it at? Silicon. Boom. We're significantly low on silicon right now. Oh wait, I need the silicon press, and then I need the logic press, right? Yes. And then redstone. Redstone will be the final piece to that puzzle. So how we do this, if you weren't here for the last one, is basically we take the one press right there, we put the gold right there. And then what that does is that pretty much stamps it down into a circuit. So this is basically a template, and these are the resources you use for the template, and then it creates the circuit itself. Very simple, very simple. I'm going to make a couple of these because I think I'm going to need a couple regardless of however many I need. But the idea here is we want to build out our AE2 similar in the fashion to how we built out our refined storage. But we're going to do this all in the mining dimension. Big key factor here is the power differential that we don't have in the mining dimension right now, just because of the fact that I'm not utilizing any major power source other than a flux point that is connected to my power generation compact machine over there. Poses a little bit of a problem, yes, but it is somewhat simple to navigate around. We can do a couple different things. We have a couple different opportunities ahead of us. For one, we can set it up to where we're utilizing the power solutions, such as the thermal generators, which are similar to, basically similar to the way that we're using it out in our Energizer compact machines, where we have the 30 plus niotic 30 plus niotic thermal generators that are pushing a ridiculous amount of power to a single source. I want to try to limit utilizing any type of radioactive or radiation out there, specifically because I do one day even more or less at the end of the cycle for this particular series when we go into more of a what's the phrasing? When we go into more of a in-game type of scenario after we make the ATM star and we go into the 2+ hour recordings rather than doing the more simplistic 30-minute unedited videos. Once I get to that point where I am comfortable enough, I've gotten the ATM star, and I'm working on all the other smaller things, likely during streams or during some things like that. What I might end up doing is setting it up to where that is where my primary base is going to be, and I will put basically everything I want out there. Mob farms, power generation. And if it comes to a point to where I want to set up a reactor, a fishing reactor, I'm going to do that probably somewhere here in the overworld, that somewhere far enough away to where I'm not like in danger when it inevitably explodes. So hope y'all are ready. All right, so for the 4K, we just need the 3 1Ks, which I think I have the 3 1Ks now made. So we're going to go ahead and make our 4K. To make the 16K, it's very similar to how it was when we made the refined storage solutions. It requires 3 4Ks. The 64K requires 3 16Ks. The 250, it's going to require that amount because what this is doing is compacting. Because if you do the math, it is compacting the 3 64Ks into 256, a singular 256,000 component. That's why when you actually go into AE2's terminal here, you look, it says ×4. Not ×4. It says when you go into 16K, it says ×4 to the second, and then ×4 to the third, and then ×4 to the fourth. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Basically, I think if you do the math, if you look at actually, I don't even know if that's true. That's probably not true. I'm just stupid. 16 times 3 is not 64, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. Okay. Anyway, no, 16 times 3. Actually, I think it is 64. Hold on. It's 48. I'm dumb. This is why I have said this many times before, and I actually just woke up from a nap. Don't judge me, okay? Throw the network cards in there. So that's pretty much the general senses of things. I think we should be okay with a 4K disk for right now. That's 5K total storage capability. I'm not going to go through and do every single bit and piece of this right now because we really don't have the time for that. But pretty much now we have the capability to hold 5,000 items, basically, or 5,000 bytes. And if I do this number, you can see I can throw all these in here. And now I look back down at this, and it's basically showing, you have this many of this many types. You have this many of this many types in this one. Point being that there is I feel like there's a lot of craziness that is going to come from this, and I'm honestly really excited. And of course, here's the crazy part: they actually AE2 has small centered terminal as their primary and defaulted terminal base. We're going to use JEI. We're going to automatically clear on close if applicable. Notify about okay. So if I were to do like this right here, and then instead of actually finishing it, closing it, it'll clear. If I didn't do that, and I did this right here, and I come back into it, it's still there. So I do like the close, clear on close. Didn't do it this time. Okay. Let's see. Sorted craftable. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna sort by item name. And then of course there is not, I don't see a search bar here, which does pose a little, oh wait, what am I talking about? I don't see a search bar, it's down here. Forgot I set it up to JEI. Anyway, so yeah, that's going to be the plan and the goal here. We will work through making our multiple 1Ks, then we'll work through making multiple 4Ks, multiple 16Ks, etc., etc. I want to. I feel like doing this is going to be significantly better for us because it'll give us the opportunity to have multiple storage capabilities, and I can then pull from the overworld those specific that specific information. But of course, I don't think there is a way to manipulate the drives. So let's say I make the 4 million storage, this right here. Is there a way to manipulate the drives to the point to where I can take the disk drives from? That is a really good question. Hold on. I'm going to test something real quick. Yeah, we're going to test one thing real quick before we end this video. Because I'm just curious. I don't think it's possible. Sweet. So you see it did turn off. So for some odd reason, this is not chunk loading properly. Interesting. This right here is not chunk loading properly. Is this chunk loaded? This is chunk loaded. Is this chunk loaded? This is chunk loaded. This is chunk loaded. Oh, wait. Maybe my reactor isn't chunk loaded. My reactor is chunk loaded. What's going on? Why is it not? I know a way to fix this. We're going to go into my... I don't think I did a chunk load for the fission reactor because I haven't even finished building it yet. Apparently I did finish building it. I just forgot about it. What's this one next to it? Ore factory, energizer, power generation, all of those need it. This one right here does not need it. Don't mind this, okay? This is not important. Don't mind that. Okay. So this is slowly building back up, and then we're going to do this. I'm going to grab the disk manipulator out. I'm going to plop it down right here, and I'm going to take a look. I'm going to grab a disk. I don't think any... Yeah, none of these have things on it. Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming that it's because this is a different type of disk. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to know if that would have worked. I figured it wouldn't have. I feel like I feel like there probably is a way to be able to move items from one network solution to another. I can't just throw this in there, unfortunately. I know. Yeah, so I need to figure out what is causing this right here, this entire section right here, to basically break down. I don't know why it would. I don't know what would be causing the loss of power whenever I go to the mining dimension. Because you see, I come here, la da 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 da. I come back here, la da 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 da. And then, did that any power? Yeah, see, a lot of power was drained from this. So I don't know what is causing that. So I'm gonna go do this real quick, and then I'm going to run a test, or not a test, but I'm gonna try to figure something out. Try to figure something out here to be able to try to figure out why it's doing this, basically. I feel like there's something going on, but I can't give you an exact answer to what that is. So if you guys can kind of see what's going on here, why this would be, draining so quickly, definitely would love to hear your opinions on this. I'm actually curious. So let's let it load up. and see if there's something maybe... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go to the weather farm real quick. What is this connected to? This. This could very well be what's causing it. Now that I actually look at this, this could absolutely be what was causing that major fluctuation in power. Because it seems like it's not chunk loaded while I am in the overworld, but it is while I am in the mining dimension, which poses a couple other problems that I feel like I need to kind of look at here. But let's go home and see if that changed anything. It's very possible it didn't. It did not. Cool. So for some odd reason, it seems this is basically, it's like, oh, as soon as you go into the mining dimension, I'm just going to turn off because I don't feel like I'm needed at this point. And this is a big reason why I do want to set up another storage solution, but I also need to figure out a good method of adjusting around having two separate storages. I do want to, move as much as I can over to another storage solution because I feel like refined storage, in all honesty, refined storage has been easy for me to utilize. Like it's worked. But on the other hand, it's also been very glitchy. There's been plenty of times where nothing has changed and it just randomly decides, oh, you know what? I want to stop working now. So I'm going to work on figuring out what's going on with this. And then once we figure that out, I will hopefully be able to either move all of this stuff around, go to a completely new, is it eating my, okay. I don't know. There's a lot that I got to think about when it comes to this, figure out why it's doing this, but we'll see what happens. But I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video. You guys are awesome, and I'm going to go back and take a screenshot of this. I'm genuinely grateful of all of y'all's support, everything that you guys do to make everything more convenient for me. You can see I am using the shader, and I did not actually have to reset it back up. But we're going to do this, and then I'm going to get out of camera mode. This is how I take my screenshots. But yeah, I'm going to do the addition on this end here in a little bit, and then I'm going to figure out why my main network is randomly dying the way that it is. It's kind of depressing. And then I'm going to hopefully be able to start moving a little bit more of my AE2 stuff, or get further into the AE2 stuff here. We'll see what happens. I appreciate all y'all's support. I appreciate everything that you guys have done. We've hit over 100 subscribers now, and that is an amazing feeling. You guys have really helped kind of stump me in the right direction. So with that being said, though, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.